usually for the most part, I kind of don't like when this type of stuff happens. I mean, you see all this beef and arguments and tension between cast members of a TV show and or a movie or whatever it may be. And it's like, well, but because it's newsworthy to a degree, I'm just going to talk about it just because and just give my own personal take on the situation. So this was according to Mundo America, and there was actually a few other sources that talked about it. I'm sure it was on Entertainment Weekly. I'm sure it was on The Hollywood Reporter. I'm sure maybe TMZ covered it. Maybe that. So this TV show called Charmed, which, by the way, I started watching not too long ago. It's available to watch on Peacock. Actually, a little bit better than I thought it would be. I went into this thinking like, oh, I'll probably give this show a 5 or 6. I'm still watching it. Right now, I think it deserves about a 7. I think it's actually kind of interesting. And the 3 top stars of the show are Shannen Doherty, Alyssa Milano, and Holly Marie Combs. And then you have some other people in there, Dorian Gregory, T.W. King. I think Julian McMahon is one of them. He went on to go do that show FBI. Then he got replaced with Dylan McDermott, all that stuff. So here's right here. It says, Holly Marie Combs claims Alyssa Milano had Shannen Doherty fired from Charmed. She told producers, quote unquote, it's me or her. Doherty's character, Shannen played Prue in the show, and Holly Marie Combs was Piper, and Alyssa Milano was Phoebe. And then also a character named Paige, played by Rose McGowan. She's also in the show, but she didn't show up till later on. Shannen Doherty's character, Prue Hollowell, was killed off in the season 3 finale of the WB Witchcraft series. Shannen Doherty was allegedly forced out of Charm behind the scenes by her co-star Alyssa Milano, the Beverly Hills 90210 star, who is battling stage 4 cancer, was said by fellow actress Holly Marie Combs to have been let go from the series as show bosses feared Alyssa would sue for a hostile workplace environment. If Shannen was not dismissed from her role. Holly, who starred alongside Shannen and Alyssa on the series, told Monday's episode of Shannen's Let's Be Clear podcast how she called a meeting with show producer Jonathan Levin in the early 2000s to get to the bottom of why Shannen was fired. She said, quote unquote, Jonathan said, we didn't mean to, but we've been backed into this corner. We're basically in this position where it's one or the other. We were told by Alyssa, it's her or Shannen. And Alyssa has threatened to sue us for a hostile workplace environment. Holly appeared to hint Alyssa had built a case against her and Shannen to help her argument, and allegedly, quote unquote, documented every time she felt uncomfortable on set. The actress who starred on the show throughout all of its 8 seasons from 1998 to 2006 also admitted she was caught off guard over the move, as she couldn't remember any harsh words being exchanged or brawls happening in public. She added tensions between the 3 stars occurred behind the scenes. It was never anything noticed by the crew or special guest stars. Holly added, there are actually people who behave badly and get away with it. I don't think people understand that never happened here. She added she was ready to walk away from the show at the time of the role, and told Jonathan she wouldn't be moving forward without Shannen. I'm sorry, I can't read right now. I don't know what's going on. Shannen's character Prue was killed off in season 3 finale and Charmed in 2001, and the actress said about the pain of being fired, quote unquote, I lived a year after that sort of replaying everything in my brain and really trying to find those moments of alleged bad behavior on set, and I couldn't find them. A little bit more. I don't even remember being mean to Alyssa on set. I remember an episode I directed where she did something on the Christmas break, and they asked me to work around some things with her, and I had no problem with it. I couldn't have been more kind and understanding. She also reflected how she had handled the situation differently at the time. I definitely would have sued, and I would have been honest about the situation because the rumors followed me regardless. As you get older, you accept that a situation happened. Acceptance and moving on with your life does not equate to forgiveness. You just learn a lesson and look at somebody differently and move on. So I saw an interview that Alyssa did with somebody, and she claimed that wasn't the case. Now, she was saying, hey, no, I love my coworkers and I love the people on the show, it's the cast members, the characters. And I guess that leaves a major question. Why exactly was she fired? Why exactly was Shannen Doherty fired? And I'm kind of torn on the issue because, again, I don't know any of them in person. Obviously, I can't sit there and know the exact details of what went down, why it happened. I don't know if it was true that they were called into the office and Alyssa was told by producers. Well, no, if the producers were told by Alyssa that said it's either her or me, I'm curious to know how it even got to that point. And again, it's unfortunate, really. And I mean, who knows what the show is? I don't even really know if the show's viewership. Well, let's see. The show ran from 98 to 06, and Prue was killed off in the third season, and they said that was in 2001. So it kept going for 5 more years. I'm curious to know what the viewership was looking like. Like, did it drop a little bit, or did it gain some, or was it about the same? If the answer is it dropped some, then that tells you right there, well, maybe she should have stayed on and kept the ratings, and then you would still have the extra characters and all the extra additional cast members come in. But you know what I think they should do? This is what I think that they should do, especially mainly Shannen Doherty and Alyssa Milano. I believe that now, whether it be in public or in private, whether it's filmed or not, whatever, they should really just sit and just have an honest talk about what went down. How can we make up and agree to just be cool again, be friends? And, you know, personally, I'd say, who knows, maybe they can even do like a reunion show, like a 1-hour reunion special or something like that, or a movie or whatever, or something like that. I mean, who knows? Because, I mean, this stuff is crazy right here. And I'm sure there's a lot of TV shows out there, a lot of movies where they have people behind the scenes and similar things like this happen. But why something like this comes out years and years later? And again, to be fair, I didn't start watching the show till recently, so I don't know that there wasn't anything that came out, any articles or stories that detailed this after it happened. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they should all just find a way to work it out. Just let them talk and see where it goes from there. But other than that, whenever I do finish the show, and of course, for me, it probably won't take long because all I pretty much do is watch TV and movies. So when I finish it, I'll give my personal review on it, tell you what I think of the show, and if I recommend it or not. So other than that, we got more coming.